Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So this sort of goes along with what I was talking about women being single, and perpetrating like this is the dream life to have, not the life of being responsible to anyone other than themselves or being a part of a unit where people interdepend upon one another, but trying to quote free themselves from any sort of responsibility or order to anything but their own desires and their own selves, which is not the way that life really goes. So I'm going to play this clip, then I'm gonna read the comments.
I got the horses in the back, horse like it's attached. Had this matted back, got the boosters back to match. Riding on my horse, you can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley, you ain't been up off that Porsche. And can't nobody tell me nothing. Can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Yeah. Can't tell me nothing. Yeah, okay.
Now, as this plays, I want you to read and take a look at what she's saying. Now, this is a lady whose YouTube channel is much bigger than mine. She's got more than 300,000 subscribers. And her main content is her living in her car. Now, at one point, I do believe she probably had to do that, had to live in her car. Maybe she ran up on a tough time. You never know what happens to people when they have to leave their place of residence and the comfort of that and live in their car and be homeless. So I'm not going to speak on what might have initiated her living in her car, but she's been making content now for years and her channel's big. So she didn't have to do this. That's number one. That's the purpose of me saying that. At more than 300,000 subscribers, she does not have to live in her car. She can choose to live wherever she wants. Notice she's saying she lives in her car, but not necessarily like homeless. She's doing everything that everybody else would do, which would require money, right? It requires money. So, she's put together a compilation here of things that she does, visiting different places and, again, all of these things are alone. She's on a solo cross-country road trip. That's so dangerous because anything could actually happen. And so these clips are meant to show us that even though she's living in her car, we guess, she's not short on joy and happiness and freedom and living her best life, finding her happiness, not being responsible for anyone or to anyone other than herself. Now, when we take a look at these comments, the first one says, I love Black women finding their happiness. So many of us have been long suffering and we need to focus on ourselves and our happiness. I hate that we need to focus on ourselves and our happiness when you are existing alone when the human being, I don't know who women think they are, the human being is not designed to not be social. We are social creatures. That's why we create societies and civilizations. That's why we group up together, because we are social. We are a social group of animals. And there's no getting around that. That's our biological set. That's how we survive. That is it, all of that. All of that is in there. So trying to not be beholden to that is not that's not smart. It's out of order. It's out of the order, right? So I hate this focusing on ourselves and our happiness, because what makes you happy? What is the fulfillment? What is fulfillment if it isn't living in order? And when you say that, the automatic thought is, oh, well, you want somebody to live in bondage or slavery or be enslaved. No, but to live how you are meant to live is fulfillment in general. When I say generally, what women do, generally what men do, the purposes that we serve in life, in this world, in society, in family, in community, that is what I'm referring to. What she's not saying is all the hardships that come along with the time that she might have had to live in that car. And what happens when you've got to do it. Another thing that I find to be interesting is a lot of women are now basically functionally homeless. Okay. And it's a lot of women that are homeless. And the reason why I can sort of emphasize women is because they are not families that are homeless. They are women that are homeless. And these women are women that don't have the covering of husbands and maybe even extended family, but more so husbands. They've got their little friend circles, but when you get on real hard times and you don't got no place to turn, it's all that kikiing you was doing to your friend, that turn around real quick, because she don't want you in her house indefinitely, messing up her flow. You understand? Sleeping on her couches, all in her bathroom. She don't want you in there like that. You messing up the guy that come through at night. Wrong with you? Okay. She want to see what you about to do, because you just here, right? And you're not really contributing in her house. You're just sort of trying to, quote unquote, get somewhere in life, trying to get yourself together, supposedly, right? It's not meant to work that way. And then she's got these captions um talking about she's getting back to her happiness. Wow, y'all got so much trauma that y'all gotta. What's going on with y'all? What's going on with y'all, ladies? Could it be that you're out of order? So being out of order for years creates a trauma of its own. And then you've got to go on these so-called healing journeys where you've got to, quote unquote, get back to yourself. You're searching for something that you're avoiding at the same time, looking for fulfillment in things that don't fulfill. All the partying and going on that's gotta be lonely, going on a cross country trip by yourself, just you and your thoughts. And this is coming from a person that loves road trips. I love driving, and I don't mind a good long drive by myself. I really don't. I've done hours and hours worth of driving by myself, right? And it was enjoyable to a certain degree. It was enjoyable, right? It was cool. It was, but that road can get real interesting depending on where you are and what time of day it is or what time of night it is. That road can get real interesting. The places that are along that road can be real interesting for a woman on her own, or a man sometimes, even for that matter. And then you've got, this is what being free actually looks like. You are free. I'm recently realizing how trapped I feel, trying to figure out how to free myself. It's like an infection, it's like a virus in the minds of women. How can I break my family? How can I break? How can I get to a place where I don't have any responsibilities to or for anyone besides myself? How can I get to a place of being ultimately and limitlessly selfish? How can I get there? Wish I could be this free. How could I get there? You're living the dream. Get it, girl. Love to see women thrive. And she's thriving. Is she or is she? Anyways, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.